Ooh. I thought Halloween was supposed to be this weekend, not last weekend. That was spooky and scary. But you know what the important thing is? Sooner fans, we snuck out of Lawrence 35-23 after a sluggish first half. Tell you how it happened next. Boomer Sooner 1982 stats and recaps and play of the game, offense and defense. All that coming up next. Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James. We'll start in Lawrence, where, well, we'll just say this. I thought Halloween is this weekend. It wasn't last weekend, but holy cow, they put a scare into us, did those Jayhawks. But the Sooners take the Jayhawks' best shot and win 35-23 final in Lawrence. We'll start with the stat board. And that starts with Caleb Williams, number 13, the quarterback for the Sooner Boomers. 178 yards in the air to go with 2 touchdowns. Did have the costly interception. Longest completion for Williams, 24 yards. Other side, Jason Bean, North Texas grad transfer, number 17, 295 in the air with a touch. And 29. That was his longest completion. For Oklahoma, rushing the ball now, it's Kennedy's turn. It was Kennedy's turn to do it. 24 carries, 79 yards, 2 touches in the end zone for touchdowns. His longest run, 11 yards. Behind him on the carry mark, Caleb Williams, as far as the yards are concerned, 8 carries, 70 yards and a touch with a long touchdown run, including the touchdown run, 40 yards. For Kansas, it was all about for Devin Neal and the quarterback, number 17, Jason Bean, leading rushers for KU. Devin Neal, 23 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Longest run was 44 yards. For the QB option game, Jason Bean, 17, 14 carries, 59 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Longest run, 14 yards. The receivers out of the backfield were huge for Oklahoma. Caleb kind of spread it out a little bit. 3 carries apiece for 0 Eric Gray and 11 Jaden Hazelwood. Eric Gray, with his 3 catches, also had 42 yards receiving and 0 touchdowns. Longest reception, 23 yards. Jaden Hazelwood, 3 catches for 38 yards and a touchdown. Longest completion, 17 yards. Kwame Lassiter and Lawrence Arnold were the leading receivers for KU. Kwame Lassiter, 7 catches, 101 yards in the air, 0 touchdowns. Longest reception, 28 yards. While Lawrence Arnold, 4 catches for 73 yards and 0 touchdowns on him also. Longest completion, 29 yards. Defensively for Oklahoma, defensive backs defensive back and linebacker Key Lawrence and Brian Asamoah tied the defensive stats with 8 tackles apiece, 0 fumbles recovered, and 0 interceptions for Key Lawrence. Also, Brian Asamoah, 8 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks. For the other side, for Kansas on defense, Kenny Logan Jr., number 1, and Jeremy Webb, number 9. Kenny Logan Jr., 14 total tackles for him. 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks for the safety. Jeremy Webb, 7 total tackles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 fumbles forced, and 0 interceptions. Punting game, 1 apiece for Oklahoma and for Kansas. For OU, the one punt was by 37 Michael Turk. It was a 61-yard punt, which was a long and an average of 61 yards because he only had the one punt, 0 within the 20-yard line, 0 touchback, and a touchback. For Kansas, Rice Vernon, one punt, 36.0 in average, longest punt, 36 yards, 0 inside the 20-yard line, and 0 touchbacks. The kicking game, special teams for Oklahoma were also huge here. 1 for 1 for Gabe Burkick in this one. It was a 22-yarder up and through the goalposts, while Jacob Borelia, 1 for 2 for 50%, made a 28-yarder but missed a 57-yarder late in the game. So that's how that happened. Now let's tell you how the game went from the stats to the scoreboard. The scoreboard was all Kansas early. In the first quarter, Devin Neal finishes off the drive with a 1-yard touchdown run to put them up 7-0 with 9:05 left in the first quarter, and that will do it for the first quarter scoring for either side. Kansas leading 7-0. Then Jacob Bariclia made his 26-yarder up and through the goalposts with 11:24 left in the second quarter for the Jayhawks, and we got Kansas up by 10 at half. 10-0 Jayhawks. But let me tell you something, guys. Here come the Sooners. They woke them up. And it all started with a number 13 Caleb Williams finding a number 11 Jaden Hazelwood for a 5-yard touchdown pass. 10-7 at this point. 7:57 left. Jayhawks, though, still leading. Devin Neal then takes the ball, and they do what they do. They found the end zone again. He scores another 1-yard touchdown run. 17-7 KU with a buck 30 left in the third quarter. Then this play came along. Caleb Williams threw an 8-yard touchdown pass to Jeremiah Hall to get the Sooners back in. That one to a one-score game. 17-14. Rock chalk Jayhawks, but only by 14. So we're through 1, 2, and 3 quarters. Sooners now Sooners are trailing those 17-14, but fixed super quick with a in the fourth quarter with a 1-yard touchdown run from Kennedy Brooks. 21-17 with 12:35 left. Sooners, though, leading the way. Then Caleb Williams does his own call. He calls his own name in for a, 40-yard touchdown jolt into the end zone. With 7:53 left, it is 28-17 Sooners. Up by 2 scores, feeling good. Then Jason Bean takes that good feeling and just puts it in the toilet with a 14-yard touchdown pass to Luke Grimm. He wears number 11 for Kansas. 28-23 at this time. 5:56 left. Go for two. And Kwame Lassiter is stuffed. In fact, he's pushed back. Not even close to the end zone. No 2-point conversion. Sooners lead 28-23. And they put a little sauce on the salsa with a second 4-yard touchdown run. This one again by Kennedy Brooks. 35-23 the final. 42 seconds left in this one though, as the Sooners take that as their final 35-23. Riley's right call of the game and Grinch's clinch. Riley's right call of the game was Kennedy Brooks getting the draw play stuffed. And Caleb Williams just takes the handoff, moves it for a first down on a 1st and 2, and Kennedy was stuffed. Runs at the 2 yards, first down. Sooners run out the clock. That's offense. Defense. Stephen McBride makes a catch for Kansas. And then Key Lawrence strips the ball, and it's recovered by some guy you guys may have heard of named Justin Broyles. All right, guys. That's your offense and defensive plays of the game. That's your highlights, stat stuffers, all that. All right, now, final thing here. Podcasts. Podcasts are great, right? You love your podcasts. They entertain you through the off week and all, and through the week. This will do the same thing. This one right here through the keyhole. Brady Trantham, Keegan Renault, and Brady, they do a great job. Brady Trantham, they do a great job on this podcast. They also have a Patreon page. If you want to do this one, the Patreon part of it is, of course, not free. It is $1 if you just want to go through and read the Monday morning posts. $4 to hear the to get first dibs on the kind of the pregame set on the podcast side of things, and $5 to get the readings and the podcast and a video breakdown of what goes on from one Keegan Renault. Alright guys, thanks for watching. My name's Harry James. You can catch this on all my other videos on the YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982, and on the Twitter page at Hype Man Harry, or on my YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. Thanks a lot, guys, and well, Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace!